A new CEO for the recovering retailer JCPenney. It's going to be Marvin Ellison, who's currently the executive vice president of stores at Home Depot. Ellison will join JCPenney next month and formally become the CEO in August. He's going to replace Mike Ullman, who is now on his second tour as JCPenney's CEO. Ullman, as you know, has been trying to revive JCPenney after a failed makeover under Ron Johnson. Bill Ackman has gone public, and shares of Ackman's Pershing Square holdings are trading down this morning as much as 11% in Amsterdam. Pershing Square raised $2.7 billion in its IPO, and in an exclusive interview, Ackman spoke to Bloomberg's Hans Nichols about what he's going to do with the money raised.
The cash that we've raised, we intend to use for a new commitment. So we have a new investment we're going to announce probably in the next 45 to 60 days, and the capital will go for that new investment.
A U.S.-based company?
A U.S.-based company, yes.
Can you give me a hint on the sector?
No.
Meantime, a potential merger in the railroad industry has been derailed, at least for the moment. CSX has rejected a takeover offer from Canadian Pacific. This happened sometime over the past week, and it's according to people familiar with the matter. There is no word yet as to whether CP is going to make another bid. 10 days ago, CP's CEO floated the idea of a U.S.-Canadian rail merger right here on Market Makers.
Well, I don't think there's a choice. I think if you look down the line, there's not going to be more railroads built. We've got to start doing more with less.
So who merges with whom?
Well, I think you can look at any east-west combination. It's got to be end-to-end.
For the first time, someone has contracted Ebola inside the United States. It's a healthcare worker who helped treat the Ebola patient in Dallas. A hazardous materials crew started decontaminating the woman's apartment. Authorities say she wore protective clothing while working, but there was a, quote, breach in protocol. She wasn't among the 48 caregivers who were being watched closely because they saw the patient before he was placed in isolation. And the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences goes to a French economist for his work on regulation. Jean Tirole has spent several decades studying how governments should deal with mergers and cartels. He's 61 years old. He receives a $1.1 million prize.